stand in your truth. Every voice matters, yeah, we see you. Love who you are, let the world know. This is your moment, let your light glow. More than a story, more than a name. We break the silence, rewrite the frame. Autism, neurodivergence, every mind shines bright. Mental health, self-love, stepping into the light. For the parents, the dreamers, the ones who push through. Awesomely you, we celebrate you. Oh, 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 oh. Awesomely you, we rise, we shine. Vowing voices, breaking the lines. This ain't just a podcast, this is a move. Celebrating every story, making room. For the ones who speak in ways they don't understand. For the hearts that love big, for the ones who take a stand. For the ones who see the world in a different way. We amplify your voice, let the world hear what you say. Every challenge, every win, every step you take. You are seen, you are loved, this is your space. No more silence, no more fear. Awesomely you, we're standing here. We are the voices, we are the change.
So what's up, my awesome tribe? It is your host, Crystal Jordan. So welcome to the Awesome You podcast. It is your first episode. I hope you enjoyed the theme song as much as I do. But today, you already know, Awesome Tribe, I brought you another amazing person, another awesome person to listen to. And I'm just asking you to take 30 minutes to sit into their shoes and listen to their story. Today, we have Whitney, who is an award-winning, celebrity-trusted licensed esthetician. She's an autism advocate and the founder of the Bella Lucy. She has many success stories of helping clients achieve healthy, glowing skin. And she also worked with special needs kids to make sure we get into our self-care. She also have a daughter who is on the spectrum. And I think she's the first person on this podcast that has a daughter that's autistic. So we're going to dive into that because, girls are least diagnosed. But Whitney's mission is bigger than just skincare. It's about redefining self-care and to be here for us as moms and parents. So without further ado, I have Whitney Johnson. Hi.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for, you're welcome. Thank you so much for being on my podcast. Awesome You. Sorry for missing your name up in the beginning. I know it's Belly. I would say Belly. Bella. Bella, not Belly. Maybe I'm hungry, y'all. Maybe I'm hungry. But I want you to introduce yourself to the Auesome Tribe. I want you to tell us who you are and a little about yourself.
So, as she said, my name is Whitney. I am a licensed esthetician and an autism advocate. Like she said, I have a 6-year-old who is nonverbal autistic. So that is, navigating those challenges has been up and down, but I'm so grateful to be here. I was excited when I got to be selected on your podcast because I really get to share my story and how I navigate through having a nonverbal autistic baby girl who I love so much. So I love to help moms of special needs children prioritize their health and mental wellness without having that mom guilt, because it's so important for us to refill our cup and make sure that we are presenting ourselves whole and regenerated and really feeling really refreshed and renewed so that we can take on the next day's challenges, because there's always another day.
I think it's important that we had you on Awesome You because self-care sometimes look at as guilt for taking time to plan, to intentionally, as a special needs mom, to intentionally put in my schedule, I'm going here today to get a massage, to take care of my mental and take care of me. Sometimes moms feel guilty for doing that. Have you met any special needs mom who's feel guilty for trying to book a service with you yet?
Yes, all the time. I actually run into them even at the grocery store, while I'm out at the mall, while I'm shopping. And when they come into my spa to get services done, it's they feel the weight of leaving their child with someone else, or just leaving their child and not knowing where or what the child is doing, especially for my nonverbal parents. They always worry, like, wait a minute, did I leave her in the right hands? Did I leave him in the right hands? I know that, or it can be, I know that she's good. At the same time, it doesn't soothe my mind and my spirit to really, because I'm not there to really relax. So I help them navigate those emotions and those challenges and what's going on in their mental, because that's where it is and that's where it starts. And I help you really relax in my spa, so that you don't feel guilty about taking an hour time out of your busy schedule to really just pour into you, get services done for you, relax for you, make you feel good, because of course your face is the first thing people see, and you want to make sure that you feel confident in what people are seeing. So I get a lot of people that have this heavy weight, or feel guilty, like, oh yeah, I don't have to do a facial, I'm okay, my child needs me, or I can't leave my child with anyone. Or they also say, I don't have any help, like I don't have any help, anyone willing to watch my child for long periods of time, which also adds on to the heavy weight that's on their shoulders. Because if no one is willing to watch your child who's atypical versus a typical child, then you feel guilty even leaving them for 5, 10, or 15 minutes, just so you can say, whew, take a deep breath and relax. Let alone take an hour for yourself for any type of service, whether that be a facial, a massage, your a pedicure, a manicure, to go to the beauty salon. So it weighs on us, and it shows on how we present ourselves. No matter how much you try to cover it up, it still shows. Especially to me, it's very obvious to me, because I deal with a lot of people who are in that space. So being a special needs mom myself, I like to make sure that I take the time out and let them know that I hear you, I see you, and I once was you. So I understand what you're going through and what you're saying, and then I help them to get to the side of, it's needed for me to relax. It's needed for me to take 1 hour a day out of the 24 hours a day, just to relax and rejuvenate and refresh yourself.
I think that was so beautifully put, to like refresh yourself. So I'm gonna be honest with you guys, my awesome tribe. Whitney is the person that did my facials. I don't, I am guilty of not making time to do facials. I am 100% guilty, because I feel that, I'm just being honest, I'm so busy. When do I have the time in a day to go get a facial and take care of myself? I barely have time to get my nails done. I barely have time to get my feet done. So this is how other special need moms feel. How do you feel about that, Whitney?
So I say you have to schedule it just like you schedule everything else. Prioritize yourself, because at at the end of the day has to end, right? And what have you done to really feel rejuvenated? You may feel like you may have checked everything off your to-do list. You may have done everything that was scheduled for that day. The family is taken care of, the husband, the wife is taken care of, the mom, the dad, the sister, the cousin, the child is taken care of and nurtured, feel rejuvenated, they feel amazing. And then you're left feeling like, whew, I could finally relax. But at that point, you're already exhausted. So
Mm.
I feel like scheduling your time is going to be the best thing. So while you're scheduling those therapy appointments, while you're scheduling those appointments for everybody else, make sure that you schedule your time as well. And not only schedule it, make it a non-negotiable. Put it in pen. If you're writing it down, put it in pen. Don't put it in pencil. Put it in pen just like everybody else's appointments. Yes, yes,
Did she
yes. And
say
that,
make it a non-negotiable, y'all?
mm-hmm. Yes,
I'm
a
down with
non-negotiable.
you.
Mm-hmm.
A
Yes.
non-negotiable, Whitney.
Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely. Because guess what? If you fall, when you get sick, when something happens to you to the point where your body shuts down, there's nothing that you can do about it. Who's in
I
place to
agree.
help? What have you done to say, what, what helps me? Why did I get here? How did I get here? Is the questions that you're going to ask yourself at the point of exhaustion. But I'm here to let you know that don't wait until you get to the point of exhaustion to say, how did I get here? Why am I so exhausted? What have I done for myself? To schedule yourself and make yourself a non negotiable. Make yourself a non negotiable. Set boundaries,
I love
healthy
that.
boundaries, so that prioritize you like you prioritize everybody else, especially your child with special needs, because no one, I feel like, can take care of your child like you, especially when you have your child majority of the time.
Mhm.
And you're going to the schools, you're going to ABA, you're going to therapies, you're at these appointments, you're at these evaluations, you're at these checkups, you're at these IEP meetings, and you're advocating for your child. It gets exhausting. It gets exhausting to keep fighting. It gets exhausting to have to wake up and say, okay, what I have to tackle today. But you're still exhausted from yesterday, from 2 days ago, and you have nothing to look forward to. It's like if you schedule yourself on Wednesday, you know that Thursday prior to, you can say, okay, you know what, I can make it till Wednesday because I have a self-care appointment. I can make it till Wednesday because you know what, I just gotta go 4 or 5 more days, and then I have my appointment. Without that scheduled on there, on your calendar, in your planner, in your phone, on your to-do list, without you being on your to-do list and at the very top, might I say, of your to-do list, of your calendar, of the day, then you're gonna find yourself in burnout. And what I teach, what I preach, what I practice is make sure that you don't wait until you get to burnout to to really try to do something for yourself, because you could be sick, bedridden, your body could shut down, and then what's going to happen? You had nobody in place. You told nobody else what to do. What happens when this happens? Tomorrow is not promised to no one. The next hour is not promised to no one. So you got to make sure that there's systems and people in place, just in case you fall, just in case your body shut down, just in case these things happen. But things that you can prevent is you having non-negotiables and boundaries around your self-care and your health and mental wellness.
My favorite thing that you said was make yourself a non-negotiable and also schedule yourself. And it's funny because our babies, our awesome babies, are used to a schedule and a routine. So what
Yes,
I'm hearing you say is parents need to have a schedule and a routine. So
absolutely.
I hope my awesome listeners are taking notes. I feel like this is the episode we need your pen and paper because Whitney have a lot to share with her being a special, with her being an autism advocate and advocating for self care for caregivers and moms, because we really do need that. I feel that when you are a mom in general, you cannot take care of your kid from a half empty cup. I feel like you should only take care of your kid from your overflow. And
Mhm.
that's what I do. When I'm exhausted and I know I'm there, I go to sleep. I may read. I find different little things to do, so I'm not there, and my son can have my overflow because my son is going to thrive from crystal overflow versus my half cup when I'm being irritated. I may be mean, you people, you know how you are when you're like there. So my next question for you is, can you share a journey what led you to become an advocate in the autism space, but for you in the self-care space?
I I found myself at the point of exhaustion all the time. And it started when I Casey's the first person in my immediate family to be diagnosed with a special need. So it's me navigating these spaces with people telling me, "Oh, there's nothing wrong with her. Oh, she'll grow out of it. Oh, that's it's this and it's that." And it was everything but she was autistic. So before I got her diagnosed, I did everything. She went to multiple doctor's appointments. We had multiple therapy appointments, multiple evaluations. And by the time we got to the diagnosis, that's when people came around. So navigating that space of confusion, disappointment, thinking back like, what did I do? What could I have done different in my pregnancy? You know, who did I allow to stress me out? Because this has to be, it has to be my fault. Guilty of her having autism when it's really my voice and a blessing that I'm supposed to share with the world, and a gift from God to me to really open up and start talking. So once I realized that, hey, it's okay that she has a diagnosis, it's actually even better for her because her life will be smooth sailing. Her life will, because she don't operate and her brain does not operate like my typical children, she needs assistance. And who am I to deprive her of that assistance to make sure that she's set up for success for the rest of her life? So in that area of turning that disgust, turning that disappointment, turning that guilt and that confusion into purpose, into okay, there's a reason, and into okay, we have a diagnosis now, what can we do? And really understanding like, wait, she really needs this therapy. I see how much she thrives with these therapies that I'm putting her in, and me working with the therapists, the teachers, the professionals, and working with them with their professional opinion, working with me as her mom, us working together as a team. She has thrived so much, so fast that I'm like, wait, if I felt like this, who else feel like this? I joined communities that holds autism parents, autism caregivers, and realized that I'm not the only one out here. There's actually a lot of us out here. And if you're in a position, or when you were in that position, or if you're in that position now where you feel confusion, guilt, you're blaming yourself or you're overwhelmed, I want you to look at my story and hear my story and my testimony that I am prove that it can be turned into purpose. You should not feel guilty about your child having a special need. You should really embrace it and see what your child needs in order to thrive, in order to be the best person they can be, in order to be the best little human being, because that little human being gonna grow to an adult. And as much as you can, you want to make sure that you support that. Just like any other child, you want to make sure that you support them in being the best human being that they can be. So that's what made me want to start advocating for children, advocating for children with special needs, and then tying it together with skincare, because I love skincare, because I suffered from eczema as a teenager and it was absolutely horrible for me. To understanding like, wait, they don't have anybody to teach them self-care. They don't have anybody to pour back into them. The parents are exhausted with the children or with the adults, or the caregivers are exhausted and they need self-care as well. So tying it all into skincare has has opened up so many doors for me, and I have built a community around just uplifting people and understanding, like, hey, I was where you are. I'm not just saying this just to be saying it. I'm saying it because I am living proof that you can change it. You can change the outcome today, tomorrow. And I want you to make sure that the more that you pour into you, the more you prioritize you, the more you take your self care, your health, and your mental wellness serious and as a non negotiable and set boundaries around it, the better the people around you, especially the ones close to you, will be.
I believe everything you said because when we start to take care of ourselves, the people around us be like, it's the energy you're giving. So if you're irritated and you walk around with an attitude, the people ring about, oh, she had an attitude, or she had, oh, I don't like her. And it's just, you can just be going through a lot that day. So one thing I want to ask our listeners and on your new tribe that is ask yourself for grace. It's okay to give yourself grace because on this journey as being a special needs mom is not for the weak. This is
Mhm.
a journey that makes us stronger. This is a journey that we as moms grow as people. For me, I have learned more patience with having an autistic
Woo.
nonverbal child, and I have I'm more compassionate. I feel like I'm always been loving and caring, but I know for a fact I'm more compassionate in this season of my life since I had him. Like I'm more understanding to kids. Like your kid, maybe society acting out in my head, your kid not acting out. They having a meltdown because there is over this is a sensory overload. I view the world differently because of my son. So we're gonna get to our next question that I ask every guest, and this is, what does celebrating uniqueness mean to you, and how has it shaped your life? So the point of Auesome You, the brand, the magazine, the everything, the podcast. Our goal is to empower acceptance and celebrate uniqueness. So you how has you celebrating your daughter and people, awesome people, shaped your life?
It gave me purpose. It tied it came together for me. It was like the missing piece to my pie that I needed. So a lot of people don't know, or if you met me in person, I've always been shy all my life. All my life I've been shy. I've been the one in the corner. It's okay, don't put me in the spotlight. I'm okay back here. A behind the scenes person, and I've always served. Ever since I was a little girl, I've served and I've helped people, and I always had a soft spot for elderly and children all my life. All my life I have. So with me getting into skincare and embracing, my skin and healing my skin, I went into the era of skincare. And then I had to find my way in it. At the same time, my daughter was diagnosed with autism, which was very new to me as well. So I'm navigating these areas of skincare, and I'm navigating these areas of autism with very minimal support in both areas. So it it gave me purpose because tying the two together, I realized that I don't see any awesomely self-care providers. I don't see any providers that, whether that be estheticians, massage therapists, you know, chiropractors that specifically assist children with special needs or the parents of special needs children. And then in my autism journey with my baby girl being nonverbal, I see a lot of stress. I see a lot of guilt. I see a lot of people just weighed down, like they have 2 tons that they're carrying around on their shoulders and they're barely standing up. And And I tied the two together and I'm like, wait, this is what they're missing. The skincare world, the special needs community, just because you have sensory, just because you're atypical does not mean that you shouldn't have a skincare routine. That does not mean that you can't feel confident in the skin that you're in. You can't enhance your beauty in the skin that you're in just because it's predominantly for typical people. And then people in the autism world and the special needs worlds in these communities, just because you're the caregiver or you have a child or an adult that you're taking care of that has a disability or have a special need, doesn't mean that you don't have to take time out for yourself or you don't deserve self-care. You don't deserve to pour into you. You don't deserve to have someone pour into you like you pour into everyone else. So I bridged the gap with that in celebrating uniqueness because I, like you said, I've grown to have a lot more patience than what I had. And tying those two together with purpose gave me it fulfills me. It fulfills me. So when I celebrate uniqueness, I celebrate it as a whole. It doesn't matter if you're typical or atypical. It doesn't matter if you're caring for a typical or atypical child or an adult. It doesn't matter to me. I celebrate everyone as a whole. So when I pour back into other people, especially in the special needs community, it's fulfilling for me and it's rejuvenating for them to keep going and to keep pushing. So celebrating uniqueness means no matter what you think is weird, what the world think is weird, what you think is quirky or what the world think is quirky, it doesn't matter. That's what makes you you, and you deserve to be celebrated. So that means however you accept celebration, I want to do that for you.
That's amazing. I love answering that question for to every guest. And that was an amazing answer because every guest give a different answer to what celebrating uniqueness means to them because everybody's unique. So I just love hearing everybody different responses. And I hope the Auesome Tribe can listen, take that in, be like, like I hope they got a gem in there. So now we're about to have some fun. And this is awesomely fun, keeping it real segment. I'm going to jump into 3 things that make you feel awesome. Quick list, no aspiration, no like explanations, just plain joy. You cannot tell us why those are the answers. You can only name 3 things that make you feel awesome. Ready, set, go.
My skincare routine, fulfilling other people, and serving.
I'm gonna say good job. You're the first guest to answer that without giving us like they give answers. And I'm like, no, it's supposed to be fun. You gotta think. You gotta
Mm,
think. Okay.
yes, that was. Oh my goodness.
Fill in the blank. If I had a billboard, what would it say? If your life had a message, what would it be?
If I had a billboard, it
Mhm.
would say, prioritize you, special needs mom,
Ooh,
without the guilt.
I think she
Mhm.
could put it on a real billboard, y'all. Okay. So the next thing is this or that. All right. So y'all listen to this podcast. Y'all know I'm from Atlanta. So I'm gonna ask this the same thing I ask everybody else. Okay,
Uh-oh.
lemon pepper wings, wet or dry?
Dry.
Lemon pepper wings all flat or all drums that don't matter.
All flats.
She from
Which
Atlanta.
way?
She not from Atlanta. But yes, yes, that's it. Ooh,
Mhm.
fruit or lemon pepper wings?
Oh, depends on what kind of fruit.
No, fruit or lemon pepper
Ah,
wings.
fruit.
I'm gonna pick lemon pepper wings. Every time. I
the
don't care.
the
We could be at
the
a fancy
nutrient
restaurant.
in me says fruit. The old
Uh,
me says wings, but I know what chicken does to your skin. So
I don't care. Every
I know.
time. Lemon pepper.
No.
I just had lemon pepper wings all flat, all dry. Today.
Oh my goodness.
Mhm. That's my favorite. That's my favorite thing. If you're from Atlanta, stand up. You know. I know. So that was the fun segment. Now I get back to some. I'm gonna ask you one more question.
Okay.
This one is not really fun, but
Yeah.
what does awesomely you means to you, and how do you live out that message every day?
Awesomely you means unapologetically you. It means no care in the world you. So being you without caring about other people's opinions. Awesomely you. It's you, your own unique ways and what makes you you.
Mm-hmm.
So how I carry that out every day is just making sure that I am doing what fulfills me. No matter what it looks like to the world, I just make sure that it fulfills me. If it fulfills me, hey, everybody gonna have their opinion because we all know opinions are like everything that someone has. Everyone has. So, so like why not just live your life and do what makes you happy because
It
who
took
wants
me a
to be
long time to
mad all
get
the
there.
time and a grouch?
I, I'm not gonna lie, it took me a long time to get there. Not,
Yeah.
I am a recovering people pleaser.
Mm,
I
mm,
used to care about everybody else and their feelings. Now I don't care. If you don't like me, oh well, I don't have to talk to you. I don't even have to acknowledge you. The old Crystal will be like, "Oh my god, you gotta tell her, hey, you gotta get her to like you." Now, girl, bye. Have a great day. I'm so sorry you don't rock with me. It's okay.
mm.
Everybody, I'm gonna say this. Everybody don't like Beyonce.
Okay.
So that's how I look
Say
at
that
it.
to
I
me.
never forget I told somebody that before. So,
Mhm.
long story short, make this story really quick. I was at work. A lady came down. She said, my auntie said she ain't like somebody. And I'm making coffee. And then I said, what happened? And she told me the story. And I said, that sounds like me. I said, I told your auntie that she get blah, blah, blah. And then she said, and I said, unfortunately, Beyonce is famous, and everybody don't like Beyonce. She looked at me, and
Mhm.
she was like, you know what, you're right. I said exactly. I said I'm not here to put on this earth for everybody to like me. Your
Mhm.
auntie just didn't like my tone, and this is how I talk to everybody.
Mhm.
So I guess I'm also you
Free.
every day, even though I walk in my purpose. Um,
Mhm.
so before we
Yep.
wrap up, I need you to share your information with the Auesome Tribe so they can learn more about you. They can follow you, support you. The Auesome Tribe knows I'm big on them supporting. So let's get to how can they find you?
Okay, so I am the Bella Lucy Spa on all platforms. That's Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Also, if you're ever in Atlanta or if you stay in Atlanta, you can claim a $50 gift card by texting the word skin, SKIN, to 833-620-2252. That's 833-620-2252. And I'll give you a $50 gift card to my spa. So any services that you choose is $50 off.
I love that. That
Mhm.
she gave Auesome Tribe. Y'all just got y'all first exclusive offer.
Mhm.
So I hope you guys like that. Um, I'm so happy that you're on here and I got the opportunity to interview one of my close friends. Now, before we wrap up, I already told you before we went live, I believe that every episode should end with an affirmation because
Mm,
affirmations are very important. So before we wrap up, I would love for you to share an affirmation that our listeners and our audience can take away from today's conversation, something that reminds them to embrace their uniqueness.
So I have a few, so I'm going to combine it in one. You are worthy, you are enough, and your health and mental wellness matters. You are here to take up space in this area and make sure that you embrace it each and
All
every
right,
day.
can we repeat that? She said, I am worthy, I am enough. And what was the last one you said?
That your health and mental wellness matters.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure that you embrace it.
And it was one more you said. You said, I am, so we get to say it all together. I want the audience to say, I am worthy, I am enough. Your health and mental health matters. I hope I said that right.
Yes.
And then what was the last one?
You are here to take up space.
You are here to take up space. So Auesome Tribe wants you to, if you need to rewind it and repeat it while you're driving or you watching, I want you to take time to say those 4 affirmations. She gave us a handful, y'all. But with that being stated, my Auesome Tribe, before we sign off, I want you guys to, like I'll say in every episode, I want you guys to follow her. I want you guys to support her business. I want you guys to make sure that you pour into her as you pour into me. I want you guys to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell somebody about Auesome You podcast. And if you want to be featured in Auesome You magazine, you guys can comment below or email us or DM us on Instagram at Auesome You mag, or you can email us at awesomeyoumagazine@gmail.com. And you guys, I am here. Every episode drops every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I will continue to bring you guys awesome guests, caregivers, lawyers, whatever God sends our way. So you already know, if you're used to watching to the end, you know we're about to end with our theme song. So with that being stated, well, whatever time you're watching, thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. And thank you for tuning in and listening to Whitney's story and sitting in her shoes for 30 minutes. It was like 37 minutes, but thank you for sitting in her shoes for 37 minutes. So we appreciate you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
We rise, we shine, bowing voices, breaking the lines. This ain't just a podcast, this is a move. Celebrating every story, making room. For the ones who speak in ways they don't understand, for the hearts that love big, for the ones who take a stand, for the ones who see the world in a different way. We amplify your voice, let the world hear what you say. Every challenge, every win, every step you take, you are seen, you are loved, this is your space. No more silence, no more fear, awesomely you, we're standing here.